killing all 290 citizens on board, including nearly 70 children. At the time of the deadly incident, the U.S. Navy said it was a case of mistaken identity and believed the plane to be an F-14 fighter jet, the same ones the U.S. sold to the Shah of Iran just 10 years before.
The bold-faced lies about, the plane was descending, it was approaching an altitude where it was prepared to attack us. If it was flying at that low of an altitude, it would clearly have been seen for what it was, not an F-14.
Navid, an Iranian American, refers back to the initial investigation.
It absolutely was a cover-up, and even the cover-up itself was denied. Not only just the fact that a mistake happened, the fact that a cover-up happened to cover up the mistake was also denied.
Like millions of Iranians around the world, Navid will mark July 3rd as a day of mourning.
I believe that given the operating environment, Captain Rogers acted reasonably and did what his nation expected of him in the defense of his ship and crew.
The crew of the USS Vincennes was later awarded Combat Action Medals, and the captain of the ship was awarded the Legion of Merit. No one from the USS Vincennes was ever penalized for taking down the Airbus.
The cover-up, the medals, it just speaks to a larger mentality that is at play here, which is not only can we do no wrong, but all of our actions are inherently right.
The U.S. later settled the case with the Iranians at $131 million, compared to the near $3 billion Libya paid the United States for their Lockerbie bombing.
Hi, I was calling to get a general comment about an incident that took place 22 years ago. Call the State Department. So now we're on the phone with the State Department, and they say we have to call the DOD back to get a response. The DOD had originally sent us over to the Navy to the State Department. Now the State Department is sending us back to the Department of Defense.
The fact that George Bush said that, for example, I will never apologize for the U.S. no matter what the facts are, it's not even a matter of apologizing for the U.S. It's just a matter of admitting a simple wrongdoing.
And so, as the U.S. gears up to celebrate their Independence Day on the 4th of July, the Islamic Republic of Iran will be mourning 22 years since the American Navy killed nearly 300 of their people. Jahan Hafiz, RT, Washington, D.C.
Now, did you say you were sorry? And what would happen if an American airliner, or any airliner, was, quote, shot down by the Iranian Navy? Meanwhile, we demonize the Iranians, not unlike how they demonized Saddam and the Iraqis. And in billboards in Boston, check out the picture, they're going to tell you that Ahmadinejad, I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name, anyway, that he's making a killing every day that the Iranians can sell oil. Yet they keep them from what? They gave them the nuclear reactors with Atoms for Peace program. Now it's like, oh, well, they're going to get a bomb, a blah, 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 even though the people around them have bombs, like Israel has bombs. When I say bombs, nuclear bombs, okay? Pakistan, nuclear bombs. India, nuclear bombs, okay? But what's important is that billboard, once again. Did you see who it was provided by? The American Power Act, a new piece of legislation. Gee, maybe you want to read it sometime and find out that it's the cap and trade bill, down to the exact wording, with a few additional words. So these globalist bankers are using the fear thing, just like racism in this country. Do you understand that most of the racism generated is generated by the media, by the stories, by the people they present? I live in a wonderful community, a community called Sharon. And you know, in Sharon, I don't see racism. And I go to the surrounding communities, Canton, Stoughton, Norwood, even Brockton, whatever, you know, and I don't see racism. But when I turn on my television, I see it all the time. Because could it just be this, that the media wants to manipulate the masses and do so to create division? Is divide and conquer the oldest thing since the Romans? How intelligent do you have to be as a psychologist to understand how to defeat people? Have they written books about it? Divide and conquer. Maybe they can get the Republicans fighting the Democrats. Instead of being Americans, they're going to, I'm on this party, I'm on that party. Instead of coming together and saying, this is America. The Bill of Rights is important, torture's bad. This is America. Secret arrest is bad, okay? The Fourth Amendment's important. This is America. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Who's taking your liberties away? I ask you that. And I'll also ask you, would the people who took your freedoms and liberties away, would you consider them as criminals? I'd consider them treasonous scum. We'll talk about that in a bit. So anyway, here's a little piece. Just for you, you wouldn't believe me, but over in England, here's a picture, okay? Climate change skeptics are now, they're going to be called like Holocaust deniers, where you can be arrested because there's no climate change. There's always climate change. But this whole global warming thing, as it turned out to be a lie and a hoax, just like the flu pandemic, that once again your media sold you, didn't they? How many people out there, you know, died of the swine flu last week? Okay? Meanwhile, everybody got shots, and then they found out, and I told you the shots were no good, and then found out, gee, the shots were bad. Then you found out that the World Health Organization pushed the thing, and they were getting money under the side from the vaccine companies. Then I told you if you follow the vaccine companies back and the money from them, you'll find out they're all a bunch of eugenicists. But maybe you want to do your own due diligence and look for yourself. But now, if you question global warming, you're going to be arrested. What kind of, kind of world are we building for our children? Here's one for you. I want you to remember this picture. Here you go. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger with who? With Warren Buffett, the richest guy who? And Rothschild, the richest, what? Are you talking the rich? So this is before he was governor of California. How's California doing these days? How did those bankers take care of your family out in California? Gee, he just told all the state workers, or 200,000 of them, that they're getting minimum wage for July. Yeah, austerity. Is that a word you should get used to? Isn't he from Austria? Yeah, doesn't he think, Hitler's a great thing? Have you seen the art that Arnold pays for? And I am picking on Arnold. He's a stinking Nazi. You ever see him on the cover of like Newsweek or Time with his death's head belt buckle? Hey, by the way, are you for this New World Order? We should ask now, huh? Well, before I get going, let's go to here's a picture for you. An ex-Clinton fundraiser going to jail. Oh my gosh. Should I mention Mena, Arkansas? Should I mention moving cocaine in the country from the Cocaine Importation Agency, the CIA? Oh my gosh. And when federal agents found out, boom, boom, they shot FBI guys in the head. It was so bad in Arkansas, they used to call it Arkancide. But I know for you, in this case, the party of the Democrats, they want to love Bill Clinton, CIA. This guy here, traveling in what? Traveling in Pakistan in '81 on a Pakistani passport. CIA, staying with who in Pakistan? But the guy who heads up their ISI? Oh, that's right, Bhutto. I remember Bhutto. She was running for office over there. She bumped her head in the car, they told you. Ha! Sorry, I couldn't help that one. All right, so here we go. The government, the Obamacare. Okay, a couple things just to follow up, because it was 2,000 pages. Nobody could read it at the time. But now, by the way, people like me who have what? A body mass. I got some body mass, and my mass is there so you can read New World Order, because I say down with the New World Order, okay? And the joker that they put in, birdcage liner. Yeah, another term, he's disposable. He's like a shield. Everybody got mad at George Bush. Hey, Bush is doing stuff against the Constitution. Boom, 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 took hits. Hey, the Patriot Act, boom, boom, boom. Hey, all this war on terror that was a lie. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, gee, they're connected to the people that made money during it. Doom, doom, doom. And when they got done with Bush, they threw Bush down and away. And all you neocons, you felt bad. Bet you missed Bush now. So now you get the old man, right? Barry Soetoro. That's right. His name was that when he came in the country, huh? Gee, Occidental Records, don't believe me. He went to college, right? Gets better. Now, Barry Soetoro, Barack Hussein, boom, boom. He's a darn socialist. He's a fascist. More of a fascist than a socialist. Gee, took over This is not the first time in history. You have to, as a viewer, ask yourself questions. Who's he working for? Who were the big people who funded him? Why were they the same big people that funded George? What's the difference? Did you have hope? If you want change, you're going to have to be a man, you viewer, grow some stinking testosterone and produce some, and stand up. Stand up when they say we want naked body scanners, which Chertoff and company bought a year before, and all of a sudden on Christmas Day, liar, liar, pants on fire, the underwear bomber, who it turns out was put on the plane by the United States State Department over in Amsterdam or whatever. Yeah. But you believed on Christmas Day, oh my God, we're being attacked by guys lighting his ass on fire. Do you see how they did this to you? How humiliating is it for you to have to show your genitals to fly on a plane in America? Why don't you put your mother out there, bend her over, and show her genitals so she can get on the plane? Why are you doing it to your daughter? Yeah, because that's what you need, because you were sold on that fear. Gosh, divide and conquer. Fear. Is this anything new? So I'm getting kind of windy, but I'll slow down for you, because I got a couple more pictures. Here's J.P. Morgan, profits are way up. Oh my gosh, you think I'm kidding. Yeah, they really needed a bailout, didn't they? Oh, yeah. JP Morgan, who has what? Who has hundreds of trillions of dollars in derivatives created. How did they take down Greece, Spain? How do they screw with countries economically? Gee, what is naked short selling? Here's homework. Couple words to type in. Naked short selling. Why don't you do a search on that? And when I say do a search, I'm not big into Google because you'll find they're just the NSA in disguise. But why don't you do a search on naked short selling? Homework. Why don't you do a search on, what else? High frequency trading. It's almost like high fructose corn syrup that they found the mercury in, 50% of it. Yeah, why don't you check that out? High frequency trading. Because when you think of JP Morgan, and I said hundreds of trillions in derivatives, there's some homework. Is it the bankers? Was this country for the bankers, by the bankers? Or is it for the people, by the people? What do you want for your children? What do you want for your grandchildren? What's happening to your great republic? All right, here we go. As part of the Obamacare thing, remember I said there was a mass index here because I wanted you to see I'm not with this New World Order clown. Something important is, in there now, let's say you had a riding lawnmower, you resided in the town of Sharon, and you sold that riding lawnmower. Well, soon, that's income for the IRS. You think I'm kidding. Here's the little piece. And this just shows that gold and coin dealers or whatever, because competing currency to the phony Federal Reserve notes, that private banking cartel, but once again, the IRS now wants to know every time you transact $600. Remember when they changed, they wanted to know what you transacted if it was over 10,000 for your local banks, and you banksters out there know it, okay? So meanwhile, they're setting you up for an economic fall while they're getting ready to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze you. And what I have to say to them, just like they said in Star Wars, I'll steal this from Lucas, the more you squeeze, the more will slip through your fingers. Anyway, that was Princess Leia talking to the end of the bad guy. So with that thought in mind, God bless you for watching. God bless this republic. And down with the New World Order. Down, baby. And by the way, it's good to have presidents who don't have to change their name or lie. And I could ask you where the birth certificate is. That's a whole other story. Gee, do you ever, one thing before you go, just so you know about the New World Order scum, okay, CIA, one thing you should understand is he has a Social Security number. Why is it from, your Social Security number has data in it, by the way. And part of it is the region like your birth. Where were you born? His shows up as Connecticut. He never lived in Connecticut. He is mom or his dad. Oh, and by the way, when he got adopted and gave up his U.S. citizenship, how is it that he can hold office? Just something to think about for you viewers who think you couldn't be bamboozled. It can't happen here. I wish some Holocaust survivor would come on my show, pull up a chair, and tell me how in Germany they said, it can't happen here. Maybe in Russia they said, it can't happen here. Maybe in China they said, oh, Mao, it can't happen here. Maybe the guys who would Pol Pot in Cambodia, it can't happen here. Vietnam, Vietnamese, somebody want to come on the show, tell me how it couldn't happen there? Do you want to go through history and tell me how it couldn't happen there? I mean, how many times? So, once again, God bless you for watching. God bless this republic. And down with the New World Order. Thanks.
Question is, will they kill untold millions as they did in the last century? It is not the elite cockroaches that determine that. It is you.